All right, so a pleasant day to each and everyone. How are you, students? Okay, so I hope and pray that everybody is doing good. Okay, so for today's session, I'll be discussing about the topic is standardized recipe because this is included to your midterm examination. Okay, so for our learning objectives, at the end of the session, the students must be able to identify standardized recipe. Number two, differentiate recipe format, recipe title, yield and portion or portion size, cooking and temperature, as well as ingredients in quantities. Okay, so before we proceed with the definition, when we say standardized recipe, so I have a question. No? So my question is that what do you think is the reason of all the kitchen operations? Why do chefs are keep on filing different recipes inside the kitchen? So what do you think is the importance, no, sa part ng chef, sa part ng culinarians, no, inside the kitchen operation to file different recipes? In most of the time, they need to compile what we call a standardized recipe. Okay, so I will give you 60 seconds to think of your answer. So in Tagalog, bakit ba kailangan, no, ng mga chef or ng cooks sa isang restaurant, no, ng recipes during the operation? Okay? Okay. So I hope, no, ma-share natin yung mga answers natin. Okay? But I guess some of you is may mga naisip na tamang sagot and other students naman are keep on thinking pa kung anong isasagot nila. But one of the reason, class, why those chefs, cooks, culinarians inside the kitchen operation keep on filing a standardized recipe because of one of the reason is that all recipes are not created equal. Ibig sabihin, madaming dishes, list of dishes to be offered, no? Or to provide to our customers. So, not all the time, um, yung instruction natin for dish number one is yun din po ang magiging instruction or procedure for dish number two. And we all know, sa loob ng isang restaurant halimbawa, maraming klase ng dishes talaga ang ino-offer from appetizer, no, yung sequence ng menu, appetizer, soup, salad, main course, dessert, and beverages. So all of those items required recipe. Okay? So also, one of the reason, no, if we don't have standardized recipe inside the kitchen, so magkakaroon tayo ng insufficient or poor instructions sa ating mga coworkers as well as sa mga trainees natin that cause more work, um, distracted, or the other term is nagiging mabagal yung flow. Okay? Kasi they are not familiar for what they're doing. So, according to the definition here, when we say standardized recipe, it is also known as recipe formulation. Okay? So, by definition, a recipe is a statement of ingredients and procedures required to prepare a food item. So, makikita nyo dito sa ano natin, sa meaning, pag sinabing standardized recipe or recipe formulation, it consists of number one, may ingredients dapat, may procedures, and also the outcome of the food, kung ano yung kalalabasan. Okay? So, we can say also that a standardized recipe is also a set of written instructions, no, that is used consistently to to prepare a known. When we say known, yung familiar na, no? Known quantity and quality of food for a specific location. So, pag sinabi nating specific location, we are providing this List of dishes coming from the standardized recipe. If this is a restaurant, ito po ba ay coffee shop, ito po ba halimbawa ay simpleng fast food chain lang, lahat ng mga yan nagre-required po ng standardized recipe. But most of the time, mas familiar kayo sa tinatawag lang na recipe, di ba? Um, lagi sa inyo, lalo na yung mga nag-senior high school dito ng kanilang strand is TVL. No? Some of you, pinapa-assignment, search a recipe, etc. etc. Pero, hindi na i-include yung word na standardize. So ngayon, yun yung kailangan nating i-check kasi later on, you will create your own recipe. Pero again, we have the important word here which is standard. Okay? Pag sinabi nating standard, meron tayong siniset or nakaset na instruction na kailangang i-follow in order to be consistent sa pagpe-prepare ng iba't ibang dishes. Okay? So, what else? So, let's start also in creating standardized recipe. You must know first what we call recipe format. Okay? So when we say class recipe format, this is a recipe, a format that provides all information needed for production of a menu item should be selected. Okay? So ano ba yung mga information needed sa isang recipe? Number one, if we will look for a dish that we want to prepare, di ba? Minsan sa bahay, pinagluto kayo ng nanay or tatay ninyo ng ulam. Before you proceed, 'di ba? You will think first, ano bang kailangan kong ingredients? No, number one 'yan. Number two, ano ba yung kailangan kong equipment na gagamitin ko sa pagluluto, kitchen tools and equipment. Then number three, you will think of paano ko ba siya iluluto? Ano bang gagawin ko dito sa mga ingredients na to? And that includes the recipe format. Ano yung mga basic informations needed for in order for you to produce a dish, no? Or a menu. Okay? So, recipe format is a list or most recipes list the ingredients in the order in which they are used. So, a block arrangement in which ingredients that are to be combined or grouped is helpful. So, in creating standardized recipe, sabi nga natin, this is a written document, no? So, you need to arrange those ingredients. I-group daw natin siya as part of the recipe format. Paano po ba yung pag-group, ma'am? So, this is called a block arrangement. Okay? Pag sinabing block arrangement, lahat ng liquid ingredients or solid or dry ingredients is magkakasama dapat sa iisang column. Okay? So, I have here an example para makita ninyo, no? So, since this is called as a written document, paano ba natin siya ginagawa? Example, ito, no? Sa column 1 natin, mapapansin ninyo, meron tayong tablespoon packed brown sugar, followed by paprika, chili powder, salt, garlic powder, etc. So, mapapansin nyo na itong mga ingredients na to, they are grouped together as dry ingredients. And then, pagdating dun sa baba, makikita nyo, andun na yung 4 pounds ng beef. Okay, ano pa? Meron ng um, aluminum foil, barbecue sauce, etc. So, which means na nakagrupo din yung mga ibang ingredients na gagamitin natin according to their category. So, as simply as you need to check if that is liquid or dry, ganun nyo po siya ilalagay sa written document. So, regardless kung anong gusto nyong unahin na ingredients as long na nakagroup sila together. Okay? So, yun yung nasa column 1 natin. Or nasa left side ng paper. Okay? So, mamaya ako explain yung column 2 kasi nakita nyo may column 2 pa tayo dun kanina. Okay? So, going back, listing the procedures directly across from the ingredients involves simplifies preparation and enables clear directions to be written in a minimum number of words. Ayan. So, yung procedures naman, class, normally kasi tayo, di ba, yung procedures nasa baba. Pag nilagay na natin yung title, meron na tayong ingredients, and then lastly is yung procedure na nasa dulo. Okay? Pero sinasabi dito, as part of the recipe format, again, standardized recipe ang pinag-uusapan natin, class, you need to put some phrases or words that involve or connected dun sa ingredients na yon to simplify the preparation. When we say simplify, hindi naman kailangan na mag-essay type kayo pagdating sa methods or procedure. Ang daming nilagay na procedure pero isa lang naman ang kailangang ang bottom line, 'di ba? Nakuha niyo ba yung point ko? Parang ang daming naka-replace na sentences pero isa lang naman ang tinutukoy na method, 'di ba? So what I mean dito sa number two definition natin, kung ang black pepper halimbawa is i-sprinkle nyo lang siya sa dish, might as well sa tabi ng black pepper, maglagay na tayo doon ng open and close parenthesis, sprinkled. Meaning to say, gets mo na yan as a chef or culinarian na later on, ang gagawin mo sa pepper ay i-sprinkle mo. So you do not need to entail it sa methods or directions mo o yung minsan yung tinatawag na procedure. Okay? Para mas mapadali natin yung natin, yung instructions na gagawin sa dish na yon. Another is recipe title. This is very vital, class, because the title should be printed in large type and either centered on the page or placed on the left of the top of the page. So example is this one. So again, pag sinabing standardized recipe, this is a written document. So ngayon, mag-uumpisa ang lahat before the recipe format with the title eh. Bago mo i-collate yung informations needed, bago ka maglagay ng column, ng dry and liquid ingredients, bago ka maglagay ng procedure, may title syempre. So yung title natin, pwede daw siyang i-place at the center or pwede po sa left side ng document. Pero ang tatandaan nyo dito, class, once you put a title, kailangan readable siya. Meaning to say, malaki yung font at nababasa po yung font style na ginamit ninyo. So normally tayo, because of our creativity, gusto natin yung title, cursive pa yung ginagamit na font style, yung may mga shadows pa, etc. So why not try to use yung mga simple font font type which is readable for everybody. Kasi nasa kitchen lang naman to nakakompile eh. Hindi mo naman ipo-forward ang recipe mo for a presentation. Mas gusto ng chef or mas gusto ng sa operation, direct to the point tayo, simple, mas madaling trabahuin. Okay, ano ba yung mga font style natin sa or font type na pwede nyong piliin? Pwede yung Calibri, Bookman Old Style, Times New Roman, which is naka-bold dapat yon. So, yun yung mga pwede nyong gamitin. Siyempre, siya yung naiiba yung size sa lahat, no? Para makita natin kung ano yung title or ano yung ipe-prepare na dish. So, normally kasi sa ibang recipe, mas nauuna yung picture. So, pagtingin mo dun sa recipe, no? Ito ba yung kalalabasan? Okay. Ito pala yun. Pero hindi nila nakita kung ano ba talaga yung name. Kasi minsan, yung picture, iba doon sa pangalan. Halimbawa, kung easy breakfast tortilla pizza. Pero ang nakalagay sa picture is parang Hawaiian pizza, pero nakot na yung attention mo kasi parang masarap to, parang okay to etc. So magkakaroon din ng pagkakamali during the operation kasi hindi nagtutugma yung title mo dun sa picture na nandun sa document. So I hope nagigets natin yung mini-min ko, no? Okay, another, aside from that, very important sa standardized recipe class is yung paglalagay ng yield and portion size. So the total recipe yield may be provided in measure, weight, number of pans, or number of portions. So ito po yung pwede nating ilagay, no? Which is what we call servings. Yan. So since this is a standardized recipe, kailangan alam din ni chef, no? Good for how many persons yung ipe-prepare niyang food. Is it good for 2 packs or 2 persons, 4 persons, etc. Or kung hindi naman natin yung per packs or per person, ilang ilang pans ang isi-serve sa ganitong dami ng portion sizes natin na ingredient. Halimbawa kung pizza, is it serving niya is 2 pans, 1 pan, 3 pans, Okay? Or it can be sa grams. Pwede din sa servings natin. Ano ba yung mga pinagagamitan ng grams? Halimbawa, you will serve roasted peanuts. Meron tayong mga raisins. So, ilang grams ba yan? So, pwede nating indicate doon. Nachos, french fries, ayan. Pwede nating lagyan ng grams. Okay? Pwede na, ma'am, may question, pwede ba sa servings, pag samasamahin, one good for two person, 100 grams, etc. Pwede din po yun. Okay? Para mas malinaw sa ating chef kung gaano kadami, no? Yung kayang ma-produce ng available ingredients. Since when we say yield, this is the number of servings or ito yung portion, no? Which is ang binibigyan niya ng emphasis is yung volume or weight ng e-prepare na dishes. Okay? And also yung sa title pala, balikan ko lang kanina, no? The name of the recipe class should be consistent with the name of the menu. Halimbawa, kung sa kitchen naka-compile sa ano ninyo is yan, easy breakfast tortilla pizza. Ito yung nasa recipe natin sa kitchen. Kailangan po sa menu card, babangga din po yan sa pwedeng makita ng customers natin. Easy breakfast tortilla pizza din. Hindi yung easy breakfast tortilla yung nasa menu card. Pagdating dun sa kitchen, ang nasa recipe mo, tortilla pizza lang. Okay? So magkakaroon ng conflict dyan pagdating sa preparation. Kasi magkaiba. Okay? So what else? Ayan. So when it comes sa cooking time and temperature, this is also included sa paggawa ng standardized recipe because this information is often listed at the top of the page. So preheating of equipment and scheduling of cooking can be determined without reading the entire recipe. So example natin, magbe-bake kayo ng cake. So first thing first, syempre, you need to preheat the oven. Ayan po yung pinakaunang gagawin ninyo at yan po ang nasa pinakaunang nakalagay sa procedure ninyo is to preheat the oven. For example, 180 degrees Celsius. Okay? And then ilang minutes ba ang baking time ng cake? Say for example, 15 to 20 minutes, ilalagay nyo rin po yun. Okay? And also, sa cooking time and temperature natin, mas nai-ensure natin that the dish or yung food is naluluto properly and safely. Kasi meron tayong timeline, no, na kailangang sundin. Kaya nga 'di ba last time, if kayo yung section na nasabihan ko, pagkaluto, serve agad, serve hot food hot and serve cold food cold. Okay? Wala nang waiting time pa sa countertops natin or sa station. Ilabas na agad 'yan. Parang siyempre sa school, evaluator nyo siya inaano, sineserve. Pero in reality, sa mga restaurant, pagkaluto niyan, serve na agad yan. Hindi na pwedeng patagalin. Kasi, it includes also the practice of HACCP, no? Yung critical control points natin dyan. Kailangan as a chef, mababantayan mo yung possible growth ng bacteria or microorganism once mas nakatenga ng matagal after cooking yung food. Okay? So I know that you have already the risk management subject last sem. So you know already what is HACCP, 'di ba? Ano yung connection niya sa food. And also, very important din sa ating cooking time and temperature if we can include special instructions. So it is according to the standard no or format used sa kitchen operation. Ano ba usually yung mga special instructions natin? Balik tayo dun sa baking, no? Kung magpe-preheat kayo ng oven, may mga ano kasi, may mga procedures like after may preheat yung oven, 5 to 10 minutes baking time ng baked goods, ilalabas mo yon dahil meron kang halimbawang idadagdag ulit na ibang ingredients like toppings ng cheese and then ibe-bake mo ulit, ibabalik mo sa oven. So yun po yung example ng special instructions natin. para aware ka kung yung binibake mo ba is all throughout, 5 to 10 minutes tapos na yan, any outcome, or may babalikan ka pa dahil may ingredients pa palang kulang. So you need to note on that pagdating sa cooking time and temperature. Pwede ka maglagay ng cooking time and temperature phase 1 or step 1, and then cooking time and temperature phase 2. Kasi ibig sabihin, dalawa po yung procedures na kailangan mong i-apply dun sa pagbe-bake mo na yan. Okay? So sana nagigets natin, no? Okay, ano pa? Sa cooking time and temperature, you can include also um, a service instructions like hot or cold, no? So sa cooking time and temperature, ano ba yung na-expect natin dito sa dish na to? So kung malamig siya, ilang minutes ba dapat siyang naka-fridge? Kung ito naman ay na-expect natin na sobrang init, no? Halimbawa soup, so ilang minutes ba dapat lang iluto ang soup para ma-out natin siya na talagang nakikita pa yung usok, no? Sabihin talagang galing pa talaga siya sa ano, sa casserole. Okay? So ino-note nyo 'yan. So yung word pwedeng hot, pwedeng cold sa tabi ng cooking time and temperature natin. And also, ayan. So makikita ninyo, ayan yung example natin, preparation time, ilang minutes, 5 minutes, cooking time, 15 minutes. Yung preparation time natin, pwede po itong mag-match sa tinatawag nating mise en place. So yung mise en place natin, this is a list of the small equipment and individual ingredient preparation. So ihahanda mo yung mga gamit mo sa kitchen, kung ano ba yung mga needed. And then, isasabay mo na rin sa pagpe-prepare yung mga ingredients na kakailanganin. Ilang minutes ba ang makukonsume mo sa preparation time sa pag-mise en place? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 15? Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng tumambay na kung saan lang natin gustong matapos maghiwa ng sibuyas, maghiwa ng carrots kasi naaapektuhan din po yung growth ng bacteria from time to time. So kung meron tayong sinusunod na standardized recipe, you know class, kung hanggang saan ba dapat ako matapos maghiwa? Hanggang saan ba dapat yung time na matapos akong mag-marinate? Hanggang saan ba dapat ako kailangan matapos magbalat ng patatas? Okay? So lahat nagma-matter. So hindi tayo pwedeng ipa-practice natin na kung kailan mo gustong tapusin ang pagmi-mise en place, doon lang. Tas ang bagal-bagal pa kumilos, no? In reality class, kapag nag-apply kayo as a chef, kulang na nga lang talaga, no? Yung galawan talaga ninyo is magtatatakbo kayo sa loob ng kitchen. Not necessary tumatakbo. I mean is that, mabilis. Hindi tayo pwedeng magpa-cute sa kitchen. Ganun ka ano, okay? Ganun katindi yung movement nila doon. Kasi, hindi na, sa ano natin, sa experience nyo sa school, isa lang kasi pine-prepare nyo or hanggang dalawa, tas groupings pa. Walang masyadong pressure kasi wala namang totoong customer. But in reality class, may time yan. Yung soup, paano kung ang soup na nag-order sa'yo sa restaurant is 10? Sabay-sabay, pumasok ang guest, tigi isang table, may soup. Pwede ba yon? Magpa-banjing-banjing ka sa pagpe-prepare? Siyempre hindi, di ba? Merong kanya-kanyang timeline, matatapos mo yung soup 1, 2 hanggang 10. So, ganun siya. That's why may essence ang preparation time and cooking time. And anong kabuang total time mo? Ilalagay mo din po yan. Okay? So, next is, example is, ito yung sinasabi kong recipe title, grilled barbecue short ribs with dry rub. Nababasa ba? Of course. So, ibig sabihin lang natin, maging maingat tayo sa pagpili ng font style natin na readable agad siya. Hindi yung maunang mababasa itong prep time, cook time, additional time rather than the title first. So mapapansin nyo, nasa left side siya, pero gaya ng sabi ko kanina, pwede nyo rin po siya i-place at the center kung saan nyo po gusto. Okay? And then sa baba po ng recipe title natin is sa kanyo po ilalagay itong mga to. Okay? Yung mga prep time, cook time, additional time, total time, and servings. So usually ibang recipe nilalagay sa dulo. Wala po siya sa dulo. Nasa baba po siya ng title dapat. And that's the standard way of creating the written document. At sa baba po niyan, doon nyo na po ilalagay ang, ito, yung kaninang pinakita ko sa inyo, which is the ingredients na. So, balikan ko lang, meron tayong column 1, sabi ko sa inyo kanina, i-group nyo, naka-block arrangement yung liquid and dry ingredients. Pagdating po sa column 2 natin, is ando naman po yung measurement. Okay? So, disregard nyo yung mga 1, dito sa column 1 natin, itong mga data na 'to. Okay? Sa column 2 po, andun po dapat yung pinaka-measurement. Halimbawa, tablespoon, pack of brown sugar, na sa column 2 po, dapat yung measurement niya. If that is 1 tablespoon. So, nangyayari naman kung halimbawa ang document natin, dahil mahaba yung preparation mo, madaming ingredients, pwede po itong maging column 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ibig sabihin po, yung continuation natin na ibang ingredients is ililipat mo na sa susunod na column. Okay? Huwag mo po siyang dediretsuhin pababa na isasagat mo at magsa-second page na yung document. I-maintain lang natin ang one page document. Okay? Kasi sa part ng chef, mahirap yan i-flip. No? Kung isang kopya lang yan, madaling ma-check, madaling um, mabasa. Okay? Pero syempre, kapag tumagal naman na yung work ninyo as a chef, sometimes sa ulado nyo na eh. Pero hindi pa rin sapat na sa ulado lang. There are times, may mga nakakalimutan din, no? May mga seasonings na hindi nyo matandaan. Nilalagyan ba yon? Kailangan ba ng ganito? Kailangan ba yun i-preheat? Kailangan ba? May babalikan si chef. Kahit gaano pa siya katagal, everybody is committing mistake. So, you need to compile pa din standardized recipe. Okay? So, again kapag madaming ingredients, mag-create kayo ng 4 na column. So, bali, 1, 2, 3, 4. But not necessary kukopyahin nyo yung word na column 1 . This is just a guide para organize po yung pagkakalagay ng mga ingredients natin with the measurement po. Okay? So, another is the directions, the other term that we can use in creating standardized recipe. The word directions, pwede rin po gamitin yung word na procedure, pwede rin pong gamitin ang word na method, or pwede rin pong gamitin ang word na step. Okay? So, as you can see here from the photo, no, yung step 1 natin dito is mix brown sugar, paprika, chili powder, salt, and garlic powder in a medium bowl. So, mapapansin niyo meron tayong photo. So, sa directions natin, the bottom line is that we need to capture photos, a sample photo na minimin ng steps na yan. Okay? As part of standardized recipe. Di ba some of you, no, may mga nag-submit sa akin last time ng recipe, ang sabi, ma'am, here's our recipe. Though hindi ko siya ganong nire-required pa sa inyo. Kung mapapansin niyo, may mga nagsasubmit, na-appreciate ko yon, pero never ko siyang na-mention or kinulit kayo na need to i-attach evaluation form. Bakit? Kasi I want you to know muna on how to create the standardized recipe. So, yung ibang nag-submit, syempre, copy-paste from from Google, may picture, may title, labo-labo na, no? Magkakahalo na yung measurement, yung ingredients, liquid, dry, and then procedure, word by word lang, walang picture. So, kailangan po sa standardized recipe ay may picture po kayong ilalagay para mas clear, madaling ma-familiar kung ano po yung steps na gagawin. Okay? So, kahit hindi ganun kahaba yung steps, as long na may photo, mas maganda. Okay? Hindi dahil sinabi ko. Yun po ang needed in creating standardized recipe. Okay? So, I guess hanggang dito lang yung content ng topic na to. So, for your seat work po, as I've mentioned earlier, you will create standardized recipe po. Ang gagamitin yung recipe ay yung dessert preparation ninyo. Kung kayo po ay naka-assign for palitaw, yun po yung gagawa nyo ng standardized recipe. That's why binigyan ko lang kayo ng video kasi kayo po ang gagawa ng sarili ninyong recipe based on our discussion today. Kung kayo po ay naka-assign dun sa bread naman, yun lang din po ang gagawin nyo ng recipe. So, individual po siya. Kahit kayo po ay by group, i-check ko kung paano kayo gagawa individually ng kanya-kanya nyong standardized recipe at paano nyo naintindihan yung discussion natin today. So, malalaman ko yan kung nagkopyahan din kasi sa photos, no, sa pag-create ng mga steps, for sure, hindi kayo pwede magkapare-parehas lalo na sa steps. So, after watching that video, no, kung paano gumawa ng palitaw or ng bread, kayo na bala mag-formulate ng directions. Okay? So, kayo mismo ang gagawa para ma-assess ko kung kaya nyo nang gumawa ng standardized recipe. So if you have ano naman, questions, pwede nyo naman din akong i-PM or i-message sa GC. Okay, so hindi ko pala ito nabanggit. Ingredients and quantities. Names of the ingredients are generally listed on the left side of the recipe with the quantities arranged in one or more column to accommodate different yields. So, ito po yung sinasabi ko kaninang create kayo ng apat na column kung sosobra po yung ating ingredients dahil madami. Pero kung hindi, naka-arrange lang siya, block arrangement pa din, left side tayo lahat. Walang maglalagay sa center. Okay, lahat po is naka-block style. Sabihin, nasa isang side lahat. Yung title lang po ang pwedeng ma-move. Can be nasa left side or nasa center. Okay? So, ang deadline po natin ng pag-submit nito class will be on, i-ano ko na lang siya ng hanggang Thursday, no? Hanggang Thursday siguro masubmit ninyo. Paki-check sa Schoology, nakalagay doon sa midterm file natin, um, standardized recipe, dessert preparation. So, doon nyo po siya i-attach individually. And then, yung isang topic po natin na sinabi ko, no, dahil dalawa dapat ang isi-send sa inyo, I'll be sending, no, kung hindi mamayang gabi, is by tomorrow. Okay? Or basta this week, kasi kasama din po yun sa inyong examination. Okay? So, napin ko naman din kung ano po yung magiging content ng midterm exam ninyo. So, paki-ano na lang, note na lang din yan kung ano yung mga dapat nyong pag-aralan. And also, grab ko na din tong opportunity na to na on Saturday, last day po ng pagsisell, no, ng food bazaar ng second year ko. So again, nakadepende po sa nabili ninyong food, yung points ninyo sa tatlong quizzes which is 300 points po yung pinaka-highest. So kung kulang pa po yung mga receipts ninyo, no, meron pa po tayong Saturday para kompletuhin ang points ninyo which is 300 points. Pero kung wala namang enough budget, it's okay kung naka-reach na kayo ng kahit 150. So yung 150 is half of the score, pasado na rin naman yan. Pero kung gusto nyo mag-aim ng mas higher, kailangan mag 300 siya. Paano naman kung sobra, hindi ko na po marirecord yung sobra, like naka 350 na kayo, 320, hanggang 300 points lang po yung ire-record natin. So nasa sa inyo na yon. Kung sosobrahan ninyo pero hindi na po recorded yung sobrang um, amount ng nabili ninyo. At hindi rin po pwedeng i-convert yung sobra ninyo sa ibang classmates. So for example, naka 320 na kayo sa receipt, so may sobrang 20 pesos. Ibibigay nyo kay classmate ninyo para mapunan yung kulang niya pa na points. Hindi po, kasi one transaction lang po tayo. For every person or every student, yun lang po ang conversion natin sa quiz. Okay po? Ayan. So, kung wala nang masyadong tanong, no, in mind, so pwede na kayong mag-umpisang gumawa nito. Okay? At isubmit lang on time. Okay? So, thank you for your time listening today. I hope natapos ninyo yung panonood ng video natin. And I'm looking forward na maayos po ang inyong ipapasang seat work regarding standardized recipe. Okay? So, that's all for today. Thank you for your time, students, and see you on Saturday. Goodbye, everyone. God bless you all.